What's up, friends? New tier list. The new patch just dropped. Massive balance changes, and I'm sure you've heard all about it. Gun is kinda dead. A lot of the gun items got nerfed. A lot of buffs to spirit, nuke abilities. Spirit burn is insane. A few characters got adjusted, but the characters that have dominated the last meta are still kind of dominating, and we'll get right into it if you're watching this. 2 heroes have been released, Graves and Rem, and we'll get over those two first because I think people are very curious on how strong they are. Especially Graves seems to be very hit or miss with the community. Half the community thinks she's absolutely dog shit, and the other half thinks she's absolutely broken. And I can tell you, she is insane. And I really mean that, and I'll explain to you why in detail as well. So we'll get into this. Graves is a top 3 character in the game, and it's not even close. The way you want to play Graves right now is maxing Tombstone first. She's very solid in lane. She doesn't hard win all the lanes, but she has trouble losing the lane as well. And then you're maxing Gravestone, you get a 4.8k spirit investment, usually with duration extenders like Arcane Surge and, duration extender and then superior duration later. And all you do is you sit on side lanes and you put down Gravestones every time you have it off cooldown. And a max Gravestone early gives insane lane pressure. And all you do is you split push. And a lot of the time, the enemy might commit 3-4 players to shut you down and you might die and you might think, wait, this character is not that good, I can't 1v4. In my games, in reality, if you split push one side of the map, they have to invest so many resources to defend you with your Gravestone if you have like one more person with you, that the rest of the map is completely gonna fall apart for them, and you will get other walkers, your team will be able to farm their jungle, steal their sinners, and you just get ahead that way. So I know it doesn't seem like the flashiest playstyle. Her map control is just so insane that she gets value by just existing and putting Gravestones down. Okay, and that's how you play her, and later you play her as a drain tank. You get debuff items, you get more spirit power. You can go refresher for double Gravestone, and yeah, walkers will die and you will win the game. Absolutely crazy character, S+. Now Rem, most people think he's mid, and I will say, I think he's a very strong character, and I think the main reason people don't perceive him as strong is that most people still misplay him. The way you want to play Rem is he's very solid in lane, and then you max your pillow. But the main strength of Rem is that you can deny enemy farm, especially enemy sinners. So at 8 minutes, you want to have your minions ready, you want to go into the enemy jungle and steal their farm. And people are always saying, oh, it's not worth having a lot of money on Rem because he doesn't do as much with the money. It's not really about you having the money from the sinners, it's about you denying the farm from the enemy carries. And I play carry, I can tell you, I played against Rem, and it really fucks your economy. Rem fucks the economy of the enemy team just like Graves in a different way. You steal the enemy farm, you leave your jungle to your carries if you can, and then you just roam around the map, and yes, obviously, the rest of his kit is insane too. You can actually combo it with Rem, you can overbuff Grave minions if you guys didn't know, and he's just very, very solid. I want to say he's the best hard support in the game. I think he has the edge over Page. So yeah, Rem, SD character, not quite as broken as Graves, but I think the more people will play with or against him, the more people will realize how much impact he has on the map on a macro level, right? It's not the in-game fighting. It's the same story with the two characters. It's not about the in-game fighting, and someone in chat asked, is Gun Rem viable? No, it's not very good. You want to play him as a support, but yeah, he just provides insane value to the team. Okay, Page did get nerfed. Her 2 got nerfed. It provides less shield, less barrier. You know, overall adjustments. She's lower. She's still a very solid character. I'll put her right in A tier, which in this tier list is the middle of the pack. I should add here that this tier list is really supposed to be an average for every rank. So some of these characters might feel stronger or weaker in low or high rank, but I'm trying to take the average for normal games. This is not a street brawl tier list. And Paige is very, very solid. Better than the average character for sure, and one of the best supports still. I just think she kind of loses out against Rem. Abrams got massive nerfs to his gun. His gun fall-off is longer. He got nerfs to his 1. So overall, he just doesn't do as much damage anymore, but he still tanks the same amount. His tankiness is basically the same. So he still does what he's supposed to be. He's just like not always gonna one-tap you with the gun as well, especially if you stay outside of his range. So hot might be hot take. I'll put him in high A tier. Maybe he's still S, maybe he's still low S tier. He's still a very solid character. Last patch he was like S+. I'm gonna put him in low S tier. I do think he got weaker. Not by much. Like, he's still one of the strongest tanks in the game. Bebop. Dum dum dum. It's time. So, Bebop got probably the biggest changes out of any character in the last balance patch. They changed the way his uppercut works. his uppercut used to give you 100% of your ammo back. Now it gives you 20% of your max health. And 20% max health on Bebop is insane, right? Bebop is very tanky, so if you're in fights and you're struggling to live, you uppercut someone and you're just back to a lot of health. 20% missing health. Thank you. So what I'm saying is, the lower you are, the better uppercut is, right? Which means in the situations where he wants to heal, where he's low and he wants to get health back, it is insane. Now, another thing that changed about Bebop is he can't self-bomb anymore. And I've heard a lot of people comment in my last video that Bebop is weaker because he can't self-bomb anymore. And I'll explain to you why that's absolutely incorrect. Self-bomb before was a strategy to counter debuff remover, right? Because debuff remover would just remove all bomb stacks, so the only way you had to deal damage was to self-bomb. But now, debuff remover, which got renamed into, I don't know, my penis is big, I forgot the name, is weaker against bomb. It dispels it from your body, but they will drop on the floor below you. And Bebop bombs, if you build a bit of range, actually have a big range. So in a lot of, thank you, Dispel Magic. In a lot of situations, even if you dispel the bombs, they will still hit you. Because they're not going to be gone. They will still hit people around you, and they will still get value, right? So that's a massive buff to Bebop. Because that was the hard counter to bomb Bebop, right? And on top of that, Bebop bombs do a bit more damage overall. Bebop is a lot stronger. The way you want to play him is definitely, you want to put him as a bomb. Like you want to play him as a spirit tank. So you build him tanky, you get value out of your bombs, and he is very strong. And before you say, oh, you can counter it with counter spell, not really. If you go Echo Shard and you stagger the bombs, they can maybe counter spell one, not both. Insane character. I'm not gonna put him S++. He's not like a top 3 character in the game, but he's definitely up there. Like he is one of the strongest characters in the game for sure. Billy got quite a few changes, but most of them minor, right? So his kit got nerfed a bit, like he does less gun damage. His chain is worse. So if the chain now, if he dies during the chain animation, he doesn't get the ult back. That's a good change. His scaling on his blasted got a bit better. So spirit got a bit better. But the main deal with him is Life Strike as an item got massively buffed on him. So the way Life Strike works now, it only has a 1.5 times cooldown on light melees. And if you know Billy, you want a light melee, right? So if you rush an early Life Strike on Billy, you heal a lot more. Life Strike is going to basically have a 6-second cooldown instead of an 8-second cooldown for you. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds basically like 33% extra healing is the way you want to think about it, right? So with all that being said, I think he's very, very strong. He was S tier before, and I think he's still S tier. You build him a bit more spirit heavy, you definitely go Torment Pulse, you definitely go like Rapid Recharge or like Spirit Snatch, depending on what you want. I updated my build for this character if you want to check it out. It's basically the same build, but the key is rush early Life Strike and you will do very well on Billy. He's very strong. Calico. Calico didn't get any changes. I think she was solid before, and I think she's solid now. Arguably a bit better, because again, like some of the items she uses, like Arctic Blast and Spirit Burn, got buffed. And yeah, she can use the tunnels, but we're talking about the latest patch. Yeah, she's probably power crept. I'm not gonna put her S tier though. I think she's a very solid character, and I think she's gonna sit on the top of A tier together with Paige for now. Apollo Celeste, we'll get in 2 weeks because they're gonna be the last 2 characters released. Let's be honest. Dorman. People thought this character was dead, right? Because they made it so you can't use the door to teleport the urn. But people have figured out that Dorman is actually still a really strong character. Like, yeah, you can't abuse the urn mechanics as much anymore, but he's very solid in lane and he provides some of the best utility in the game. So I'll put him A tier. He's not S tier, but he's a very strong character. And arguably, I want to say better than Calico, right? Like, he's up there. Drifter got quite a significant buff. So his aura, his 3, now triggers easier. People now have to be 20 meters to get close to each other instead of 25 for you to not get the buff. Which means there's going to be more situations where you are in an isolated 1v1. There's going to be team fights where you're in an isolated 1v1 because the enemy player is not close enough to his teammates, right? Yeah, he has more aura. Exactly. Plus, yes, good point. Thank you, Xavi. I almost forgot. Life Strike got even stronger for Drifter than it did for Billy. Because Drifter as 1 always functioned like a light melee, right? Which means now, if you buy Life Strike early in lane, every time you use your 1, your life strike will be off cooldown. Whereas before, every second rend, every second 1 you used was on cooldown, so it didn't heal. So if you only used life strike on your 1 on Drifter, and you didn't really include a lot of melees, which Drifter doesn't do a lot of melees usually, that means your healing got doubled, basically. So I think this character is actually good. Is he like SD broken amazing? No. He definitely went from like absolute dog shit or like really low to like actually very solid in normals. Just build life strike, max your rend, or at least get 2 points in rend. And ult, again, like the ult is actually very good. It's just like an ult that people don't perceive as strong, but when you are against a Drifter, you realize how much it does maxed if 3 people are blind. So he's very, very good. Dynamo, I don't think got any changes. And I think he feels kind of... is this a hot take? I think Dynamo is mediocre. I think he's below average. Like, he's still playable. He still has the best ult in the game, right? Like, Black Hole is still the best ult in the game. But I think he's just kind of average. I don't think he is anything insane. I think he's pretty mediocre in lane after the last few changes. Rapid recharge got worse on Dynamo. For some characters it got better, for on Dynamo it got worse, and I'll explain to you why. So the way rapid recharge used to work before, the main thing it did was it gave you 50% less time between charges, so you could spam uppercuts, right? And now it's only 30%, which means you actually will take quite a while to spam uppercuts. Yeah, there's cooldown reduction now, so you'll get them back faster, but overall, I want to say it's a nerf for Dynamo, because Dynamo really wanted the 50% reduction between charges, right? A character, which brings me to the next character I want to talk about, which leads to the same idea. 7 actually got buffed, because 7, rapid recharge got better. 7 could already throw out balls fast enough, and he really didn't benefit from the time between charges. But now the charges come back faster, so he has cooldown reduction on his 1 now. Like, yes, it's a bit less spirit. So I want to say he got better. You want to max balls first and like rapid recharge, and all the items he uses actually are the same, if not better, than before. That being said, I can't put him higher than B tier. He was really, really bad before, and now I think he's just kind of pretty solid. Like, you can play him, right? Like, he's not a great character, but he got a bit better passively with the changes to items, I want to say. Great Talon did get buffed in multiple ways. I haven't seen him do like amazing. Like, the buffs weren't enough to put him like insanely high. He was like D tier before. I want to put him in super playable now. Like, I think he's a B tier character. I don't think he's broken, but like, he's better than before for sure. Haze got a tiny bit weaker, but that doesn't really matter for her because she was really strong before. Probably the top of A tier. People think of Haze, especially in lower ranks, as a carry character. Haze is not a carry character. You are an assassin, right? You still want to rush Curse, and Curse is weaker, so she does a bit less damage, but you want to run around, hit a sleep down on someone, then slowing hex them or curse them and press 4. That's how you play Haze. She's an assassin, and her late game falls off, but she's insane in lane still, and she's insane in the mid game if you play her properly. A bit weaker, but again, before she was Thanos, she's still A tier, easily. Holiday? No changes. I want to say rapid recharge is a bit worse on Holiday, because on Holiday you want to spam your stuff fast, and rapid recharge was on one of the first items you would go, just so you could use a lot of jump pads and a lot of ones. So it's actually a bit of a nerf, I want to say. I think she's an A tier character as well. I think she's very good, but not like OP. Yeah, recharging rush is a good item for her. That's true. I think I'll put her A tier. Infernus. I think Infernus is a B tier character. Not much really changed. Like, the rapid recharge, rush, dash Infernus got worse. Gun Infernus stayed about the same. They did nerf fire rate a bit on all items, which actually does affect him. Yeah, he's like just like kind of mediocre. Yeah, I think mediocre is how you summarize Infernus. Ivy, she got a few quality of life changes that make her interactions a bit better. For example, your teammates won't be able to accidentally cancel the ult when she's about to grab you. Other than that, she didn't get worse or better, and she was already really solid. I'll put her in the middle of A tier. Not much to say about her. Kelvin got a few minor buffs. They're really trying to... If you guys are new to Deadlock, Kelvin was like Thanos for like a year in this game until they nerfed his dome. And they're really careful with how they buff him now. They made his ice path a bit better. He gets a bit more spirit power. It's minor buffs, but again, Ice Dome is still a very solid ability. It's the strongest in the game other than Dynamo, but it has a very low cooldown, or a long cooldown, sorry. So I can't put him any lower than A tier, but I think the buffs helped him a bit. It's minor quality of life changes. I don't think they affect him as much. Who did get affected massively for no reason is Lady Geist. And you might look at the patch notes and you think, wait, Geist didn't get any buffs. Incorrect. The item that was only used on Geist, named Radiant Regeneration, just got a massive buff, which buffs Geist. Geist is actually very, very good at using the new items, especially Ballistic on 1, right? She actually got a lot stronger because a lot of her items got stronger. And she is back to Thanos. She was like right below that in the last patch, but only because like Mina and Shiv were better. But spoilers, we'll talk about those characters in a bit. They're still insane. And you might think, oh, 65 HP is not a lot. But that, like, imagine if they made a patch and they just gave guys 65 base HP more. Because she's gonna buy that item first anyways, right? Like, yeah, it's not gonna be for the first few waves in the lane, but like, her items got better. Yeah, she was probably like S tier, if not S plus before. But like, yeah, she probably, like, she just got better because the items she uses got better. Lash. You can't slam more than 90 degrees now, so you can't do a 360. So you will miss more slams, but as a compensating buff, he got a bug fix where if you slam up a high ground, it would like randomly miss. If you slammed on the stairs, it would randomly miss. And apparently that's fixed. And Lash players are saying it made him good. I think he's still solid. He's an A tier character. Like, he did get a nerf to Flog as well. But like, again, like, you will be more consistent with your slams. And he was S tier before, so I'll rate him lower, right? He's worse than last patch, but he's still very solid. Okay. McGinnis. This character just kind of sucks, no? Like, she seemed pretty good for a while, right? And she would run gun, but like, a lot of her gun items actually got nerfed. Fire rate got nerfed. She's just kind of bad, bro. Like, I almost want to put her D tier. Yeah, her ult is still useless. Like, the ult has been useless for a long time, and she's still useless. Yeah, she's a street brawl hero, but she's not good in normal games. I can't, like, I don't think she's, like, horrible, like, unplayable. I'll put her in B tier. In fact, I can't think of a lot of characters, a few that are unplayable. The patch came out and the Mina players were like, Mina is dead. And then you look at the changes, Mina got, like, no changes. All those nerfs she got were fake. Like, she has, like, 0.1 less movement. A tiny bit less stamina regen. But everything she's broken at, she's still broken at. The 2 works the exact same way. The 1 still heals you for most of your health, even though the scaling is a bit worse. And the nuke, the 3 still nukes. It got a 0.1 reduction. She's still absolute S+. And she's my main hero that I will keep on ban until they adjust this hero. And for my new players, always get this comment like, why is Mina so OP? It's a fact that you can't punish her. You cannot kill her in a 1v1 ever, if she's good. And even if you send like 2 or 3 people, a lot of the time she will get out. And if you have to send that many people to kill her, she got value. If you have to send 3-4 people to kill a Mina, she will get value by just dying because the rest of the team can do other stuff. She's broken. She's still broken. Nerf her in a proper manner, Yoshi. Like, genuinely. I will keep this character as my ban pick until they adjust her. Mirage is always like around the middle of the pack. I don't think he got any massive changes. Did he get any changes at all, actually? I don't think they changed anything about Mirage, and he's just like, okay. Like, he's a good character. He is in the middle of the pack, and we're drawing a penis here. We need some D-tier characters, I think. Hot take. Always like, people, every time I rate Wraith low, people are like, Metro, you're biased. I'll tell you why I'm not biased, even though Wraith is my main. I have not played Wraith actively for over 2 months now. And I love this character. This is my favorite character in the game. And I play everything but her. Why do you think that is? If I thought the character was giving me a good chance to win games, I would play her. She got no buffs. She's insanely squishy. The main item she had to use to stay alive got nerfed, debuff remover. She did get one minor buff, which is Quicksilver reload and Mercurial now scale a tiny bit with Spirit, but it's not a lot of damage if you do the math. It's like 20 extra damage on like 20k. It's not a lot. She's just bad. She's the worst character in lane. And they nerfed Jungle. Jungle got nerfed like a few patches ago. She's a bad character. Call me biased again. Tell me how I'm wrong. I know in long, like in lower ranked games, if the games last really long, she finally, eventually, she becomes useful and she does damage. Eventually. But games don't last that long. I would rather play any other carry. I'd rather play Seven or Infernus or Haze or like an off carry like Drifter. Or Victor, by the way, if you want a hard carry. It's just not good. Like Wraith is just not good right now. And she needs to be fixed. Monkrill, another A tier character. We're really getting close to the penis, guys. We have to force it, man. We have to force the penis. He's solid. He's solid. Monkrill actually does really well against Graves in lane, by the way. Because Graves needs to be close to trade. And Monkrill trades really well close, right? Because he can just scorn. So Monkrill is actually Graves counter in lane. Just a pro tip here for my Monkrill players. Swap into the Graves lane. Make her life hell. I think Monkrill is Monkrill. Actually, arguably got a tiny bit weaker because, again, he's good against gun characters and gun characters are weaker. Like, Disarm doesn't do as much anymore because nobody's gonna build gun, or most characters won't build gun. Which I guess brings me to Viscous. We gotta finish the penis. Viscous is actual dog shit. They gutted this character, and I have no feelings towards Viscous. I'm not biased. I don't necessarily like Viscous, and I understand that Gun Viscous was very, very strong last patch, but here's the deal. Not only did they nerf all the items he uses, right, like Hollow Point, Glass Cannon, Lucky Shot, they nerfed all those gun items, they also nerfed his bullet growth by 40%, and they nerfed his Puddle Punch. And then he got like a 0.1 compensation for Spirit, and he just doesn't do anything anymore. He's just, I think Viscous is the worst character in the game, worse than Wraith. Like, he's just horrible. Like, he has an okay lane, and then he does nothing the entire game. Plus, I just realized they also nerfed his cube. The cube can't even dispel ults anymore. Like, you can't cleanse like an affliction. They removed his character from the game. I'm sorry, Viscous players. I don't know. Like, did he need tiny buffs, nerfs? Yeah. But, like, I think they should have buffed some of his spirit damage. Like, he's just really bad now. Paradox, A tier. S tier, actually. S tier. Nah, high A. She's not S. She is definitely the best initiator in the game, I want to say. Like, a bit better than Holiday. Very solid lane. And again, the item nerfs / buffs didn't affect her as much as Holiday. Like, Holiday got affected pretty negatively with the item changes. Paradox really doesn't care much. Yeah, I think she's like the better Holiday in what she does in terms of initiation. She's a high A tier character for sure. Pocket S, they buffed Spirit Burn. Pocket is one of the best Spirit Burn users. And again, like, they actually nerfed a lot of the anti-spirit items in the game. Like, Debuff Remover was a very strong item against Pocket because the Affliction would just last 30% less, right? And yeah, they did compensatedly buff Spirit Resilience, but like, it really feels like, yeah, it's indirect buffs which put him back to like almost the top. Like, he's like almost top of the ladder again. Like, Spirit Nukers are back in a major way. Because again, gun got worse. So Shiv got a nerf, but he got even better than last patch. And I'll explain to you why. The Shiv nerf is to his direct impact damage on knives, which is like nothing anyways. It's like very low, so it doesn't matter. It could do 0 damage on direct impact and it would still be OP. Because the strong part about knives is the damage over time. And the strong part about Shiv is that he presses one button and you die and he can't die. And nothing about that got changed. In fact, Shiv is one of the biggest users for Spirit Resilience and Bullet Resilience, right? Or like, yeah, you know, defensive items. He wants to be on low health because he has history. He does take less damage, right? He can cleanse it off. So a lot of the items for Shiv actually got better. Like, all that happened in this patch is that Mina and Shiv traded places. I think Shiv is the strongest character in the game and Mina is like the second strongest. Yeah, he doesn't die and he one-shots you with dash. And the dogs are fighting. They're very upset that I rated Mina that high. Sinclair? always gonna be situational until they add draft. If Sinclair has good ults steal, he's insane. If Sinclair has bad ults steal, he's shit. I wanna say, this meta actually favors him less, because a lot of the good ults steal, like 7, I mean, it's hard to say. There is some good ults to steal in the S and A tier. Like, I think he's a situational character. I'll put him in B tier. Victor got nerfed. They nerfed the aura. But here's the thing. Mystic Reverb got buffed. And you can actually put this on the 1 and get a lot of value. Like, people have already been experimenting with it. It's pretty early. It's to be seen. But, like, if you put Mystic Reverb on the 1, you heal a lot. So, yeah. So, he did get nerfed, but his items got buffed. And, yeah, he's very good. He's very good. He's probably the best hard carry in the game. I think he's A tier. Like, high A tier. I think he's probably the best hard carry in the game. If you want to carry, you pick Victor, not Wraith. Vindicta? Is this the hottest take of the video? If I put Vindicta in, like, low A tier? Is that the hottest take of the video? So, in my opinion, Vindicta got massive nerfs. She got massive nerfs. They removed the bonus gold bounty that you get on max level, but they replaced it with weapon damage. And if you level it to max, it gets even more weapon damage. And it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Retroactive, okay? So if you get a lot of snipe kills early and then you max the ult, it will still give you that bonus weapon damage from the kills you got before. Now, here's the thing. The weapon damage it gives is quite high, but it's not as good as the massive amount of gold you would use to get. Plus, Rapid Recharge got nerfed on Vindicta, right? Vindicta wants a Spirit Power, and Vindicta wants a low cooldown between charges so she can double snipe very fast. Okay, so she did get double nerfed, but only got one compensating buff. And Weapon Vindicta, Gun Vindicta is not as good, right? Like, she was a Spirit Nuker that would, like, control the battlefield, so she definitely got a lot worse. And I almost want to put her B tier. Yeah, I'm gonna put her B tier. I think she's not, like, dog shit, but she's pretty weak. Like, she's subpar. Okay. Viper, we gotta speed this up. I'm yapping too much. Viper, a lot of changes. Don't really address anything of her. Like, she's alright. Good Spirit Nuke early and then she falls off. Not much changed about her. Warden, slight gun nerfs. Still a good gun carry. Is an AT character for sure. And Yamato, last ST character, because Yamato is the biggest beneficiary in the game from the new Mystic Reverb. You put Mystic Reverb on your 1 and you heal back to full every time you do it, so Yamato doesn't die anymore. You build her as a Spirit Nuker, she will not die. She's crazy. Might even be S+ tier, but the Mystic Reverb buff alone made Yamato way better. Way better. And there it is. Again, like, overall the balance is not bad, other than the fact that Spirit damage overall is just way better than gun damage, in my opinion. Yeah, pick one of the S or S+ tier characters and you'll win the game, I think. That's about it. Super excited for the last few characters. If you're watching this on YouTube, if it's out now, Silver is coming out tomorrow. It has to be Silver. Surely it's not fucking Celeste or Apollo. Until next time, okay.